Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I know if we fall down, we're gonna have to fight the fall of the. I don't know if it even let us do that. We'll try that here in a minute. But welcome to the true final video of this for the credits and everything, because I like to separate it. I didn't used to do that, but I do that now because I'm doing it for my final thoughts. And it gives me time to really kind of talk about it. But I'm actually going to see what happens if we fall down. Yeah. Alright. I mean, I will load the state that we need to go to anyway. That one actually has more rupees, though, in it. So, just so you know. There will be some other things I'm going to try to tackle, but it'll be like when I can do better with a controller and everything. Although, for the most part, I've noticed that in Crystal 7, the controller is not really well received for the moving around and stuff. So, let's see what happens if I try to fall down again. That's what happens. Okay. So, we're just going to load it from here. Because, yeah, I defeated him around here. This is what that one was. Yeah, see that right there? So, anyway, this is it. Here we go. You ready? This is it. We can't, it ain't going to do us no good to try and max out everything. So, I'm actually going to, let me restart that again. Because I'm going to see if this thing will, I'm going to turn this down a little bit, just in case of whatever. Here we go. Welcome, killer. I am the essence of the Triforce. So I don't know if this will get flagged or not. But if it does, I'll redo it. No problem. So yeah, this is not going to be well done received. The Triforce will grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it. So that's another reason why I gave you a clue earlier, a big drop clue about the Triforce being a thing. Because it's like, really, was Ganon really evil? I would say ultimately, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, yeah, abducting the maidens was a bad thing. But overall, for him to have a dark world didn't make him an evil person. No. What made him, it was just making him a bad person because he did things he shouldn't have done. So, I would say that's about as far as this game is concerned. I will say that the overall series franchise, yeah, he's an evil guy. What can I say? He is. I mean, technically speaking, overall for the entire franchise series, yeah. But for this game, no. I mean, I never really thought about it. I never even really thought about whether the guy was really evil or not. But I just always thought he was a bad person. And it's only based on what he did, not based on what he brought. In a sense, we ought to actually be thankful to him. And I'm not saying that because of what he did with the 7 wise men. No, but which doesn't make any sense because they were maidens. And I said that in that one episode. I'm like, no. They're actually, they never said that that the 7 wise men were going to be the maidens. Or the descendants, actually. And that's what I meant to say there. Didn't really think of it when I was saying that. But anyway. But yeah, pretty much. Overall, if you really think he's evil just because he made the Dark World, then you're as bad as people who judge people for saying things they're... Because, oh, well, you know, because they're black. You know, I just, you know, like when I say, I just can't stand people like that. You know, and they'll say the N word and try to burn them to the cross. Really, I don't condone such things. So yeah, I would not ever say that he was wrong for bringing the Dark World in the position. What I would say to bring it fully into just full string to try and make it was a bad thing on his part. But I mean, so you have misshapen people and stuff like that. You know? Being as it's a game, they could have gotten out of there. It's not like they were stuck, per se. They were just stuck in those forms that the Moon Pearl could have changed. But there was nothing really wrong with the forms themselves. Anyway. So, let's move on, shall we? If a person with a good heart touches it, it will make his good wishes come true. Now, here we go again with the good and evil part. It wasn't evil to bring a dark world into this. It was because it just got literally stating that he created it. Okay? It's basically contradicting itself. Right? It really is. So he wished for a dark world. And that's what he did. Now, again, that's not the part that makes him bad. What makes him bad is what he did after that. But because he got corrupted by power. That's what happened there. Because he had to be, you know, stopped by the hero. The good hero. That's why he became the villain. Otherwise, in general, I would never say he is evil for making the wish of the dark world. Anyway, if an evil hearted person touches it, it grants his evil wishes. See, in general, I would say ultimately the true evil is the Triforce. This has been a true proven fact. It also means that even though the Triforce was in the first game, it just wasn't like what this game did. The Triforce was a little bit different from what I understand. I didn't even hardly know much about it, but I've read some articles about it. In the first game, you had like, I think 4 or 6 things of the Triforce. I think it was for the maximum of 6 of them, which I don't understand that, because you had like 8 dungeons and whatnot, but anyway. And all you had to simply do was do that. Then there was no Dark World in that one, that I know of anyway. But yeah, I mean, literally, I have to say I like the Dark World, and I also like the Light World. Because they both had their uniqueness to them that they make what Zelda A Link to the Past represents. Even though that they made a sequel to this called, it was first made with fan-made, believe it or not. Yeah. Anyway, called, same title, but they actually officially made it by Nintendo. Anyway, A Link Between Worlds. So, anyway, actually used the same concept as this game, but they had a little bit more mechanics to it. So, that's I had some of the older generation stuff. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, I thank you guys for watching. The stronger the wish, the more powerful the Triforce's expression of that wish. So, yeah, whether he liked it or not, he was going to give it to us anyway. Ganon's wish was to conquer the world. That wish changed the Golden Land to the dark. I still liked it. I mean, I would say that ultimately the Golden Land technically both exists and doesn't exist. Because the Golden Land you'll never see. So I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You know. So again, that's not the bad part about it. So, anyway. The Dark World. Yeah, we already knew that. How they already practically give it to you when you read this story. I don't think they say Ganon though did it, but you don't even know the Ganon's behind it all until they get to a point where it says, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's Ganon." Really? Only if that's not big enough of a clue, Egnaham says, "We." I don't think he says that in the first round. And by the way, the second round is, you know, just where he says "we." And that was the last round with him. You only get one round with Ganon, like you get with one round with the bosses, except that you get a second round for some dumb reason. Because I guess they had to recycle the bosses. And the only true tough boss, I would say just for a boss itself, overall, that you actually had to fight again, would have been Moldorm. I didn't even know his name. I thought it was a big worm. I didn't know that. But anyway, they don't tell you the name of it. Okay, power here. So he could conquer the light world and make his wish, conquer the light world and make his wish come completely true. Okay, I think I missed something there, but whatever. Sometimes it does do that. Anyway. But now you have totally destroyed Ganon. His dark world will vanish. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We may have made him vanish in this game, but he'll be back. Because if you know anything about the Zelda universe, I know it's a kind of a spoiler, but yeah, he'll be back. The only difference is that Egnaham never returns. Never. So it's basically a sad end for Egnaham. It's really crazy because Egnaham was supposed to be his brother. I don't understand that. Like, yet he refuses to acknowledge him as his brother instead of his alter ego. I believe one of the crystals says it, but whatever. Anyway, or was it Egnaham himself? Anyway, all right. The Triforce is waiting for a new owner. Its golden power is in your hands. I love how they made a references, like if Link really got his real wish, it would have been a cheesy dinosaur made out of cheese. Like, I don't think that's a real thing, considering this game and all. And another thing I don't understand the idea of is they keep wanting to refer to him as a guy who's gay. I have nothing against gays, but I don't think he is. Maybe there is a version out there of him that might be gay in some kind of universe, but the way that they draw this out, according to the people who make the game, I don't think that was the intention. Even though it was never against anything of that, but they didn't have it in mind. So, but yeah, I mean, like, literally, I just don't see him as a gay person. And again, I'm not saying, like, he can't be one. He just isn't. Or let me put it this way. Canonically, legitimately, for that to actually be a possibility, canonically, he's not gay. But if he was, well, you know damn well we would accept it. But yet, at the same time, no, it doesn't make sense. That would be like claiming Mario is gay. Mario's not gay. He does the same thing that she does, only he doesn't have to fight a bunch of same old Bowsers in every castle, even though that every game has been done differently. When Mario first came out, I did not know this, but it was called Jumpman, and where you would fight Donkey Kong. Apparently Donkey Kong became a good guy for whatever reason. Anyway, now touch it with a wish in your heart. Okay, I truly wish this time that I'm rich and can live forever. Yeah, because I want to live forever. Anyway, there we go. Return of the King, Hyrule Castle. Yeah, so that's another place that was not the hardest place to get into. Um, Overall, I love the sprites. Look at that. The king actually returns, and at one point at the game, that we would have seen him in a chair where he was just bones. Ah, and you never really get to see the king. I mean, he's back now. Yep. Yep. There's that old lady that told you about Evil's Bane. All the people in the town, they're all waving at you. The brothers. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, and here we go. Vultures rule the desert. Visit Palace. Look at this. This guy's getting treasure that we couldn't get to. So yeah, there's actually secret treasure you don't know about that you're never going to get anyway, so there's no point. The bully makes a friend. Mountain Tower. So yeah. Because we were able to save it and everything. Yeah. And after this, there's no such thing as a dark world anyway, unless I think we're there. You go. And Uncle returns back to be like, your uncle recovers your house. Ha! Flippers for sale. Zora's Waterfall. Yeah, but that's not exactly the hardest place to be going to either. I think it was kind of unique, and I could have done more with it, but overall, I would say that it was pretty fantastic. I love the sprites, but the fights weren't exactly that bad compared to most of the things you actually had to fight. That I would say, in a way, it's a boss and stuff. Twin lumberjacks was been hunting. Now they're cutting down another tree. Haha, that's funny. And there's no clue to what hell actually happened to them. Flute Boy plays again. Haunted Grove. Yep, there he is. Playing with his grandpa. Oh, it's cute, man. Venus, Queen of Fairies, wishing well. Isn't that awesome? So, you don't get to see any more of the other fairies that you had to grant wishes. The Dwarven Swordsmiths, Smith 30. Yeah, and you don't get to see them ever again either. So, yeah, they're pretty good. That was good too. The Bug Catching Kid, Kariako Town. Yeah, that guy that you actually had to chase down for you to tell him. You know, the only thing he ever tells you is that there's also a secret in that thing. I think I showed that earlier. But anyway, the old Granny back. And yeah, that's one of the ladies that would chase you off. I'll show that up. Yeah, there he is again. He's recovered. Oh yeah, the Lost Old Man, Death Mountain. Yeah, so he's now over here. I guess still apparently lost. So yeah, I mean, like, it was just a fun game in itself, I would say. The Forest Thief, Lost Woods. Yep. Yeah, there was other guys just like him. They actually chase you and get you. You can't come. And the Master Sword sleeps again forever. Yeah, so this, again, was awesome. And I highly recommend it to anyone who loves the Zelda universe. And if you're a real true fan, this is where it's at, not the newer BS. Executive producer Hiroshi Yamaguchi. Yeah, I can kind of pronounce Japanese names there, except for ones that they built for hero names. Shigeru Miyamoto as a producer. Director Takahashi Tezuka. Nice. Scriptwriter Kensuke Tanabe. You guys get to see more. Oh, wow. Okay, I thought this would have been shorter anyway. Assistant directors Yahushahai Yamamura, whatever. Yoichi Yamada. I'm not going to butcher that. Anyway, screen graphics designers, object designers, all in one, I guess. Soichiro Tamamota, Kakaya Imamura. Anyway, background designers, Masanao Aramoto, Tsuyoshi Watanabe. Program director, Toshihiko Nakako. Not bad. Main programmer Yoshinori Sojima. Kind of sounds familiar to the guy that was first part of the Metal Gear series that they had to get rid of him. Anyway, object programmer Kazuka Moriyama. Yeah, Moriyama. Programmers Tatsuya Nishiyama, Yuichi Yamamoto, Yasushiro Oh, there he is again, Yamamoto. Yuichi Noto, I guess I got that right there this time. Anyway, I don't know. Satoru Takahata, Toshio Iwawaki, Shikijiro Kasamatsu, Yasunori Nishiyada. Sound composer, Koji Kondo. Coordinators, Kiaizo Kato, or whatever. Tako Shimazu. I am somewhat good. I can't say I'm most perfectly accurate at everything because it's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, printed artwork. Yachi Katobe, Hideki Fuji, Shishiyuki Kazumi, Yoshihiro Sakakai, Tomoki Omi. English script writers. Wow, Daniel Olsen. That's not a Japanese name, or maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, Hiroki Yamato. That's a Japanese name. That's a hell of a name. Cool. Special thanks to Nobuyu Okajama. Almost Nobuyu Yamato, but anyway. Yoshinori Takatani, Kishi Koda, Kakamitsu, Kazuhara, Hironobu Kakue, Shikiki Yamashiro. Quest history. Oh, there we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. Castle of Hyrule 2 games. Castle Dungeon 2. East Palace 8. Desert Palace 7. Mountain Tower 13. Level 1 Dark Palace 26. Wow, I got nothing for Swamp Palace. Thieves Town. Ice Palace. Misery Mire. Okay. Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower. Look at that. Turtle Rock got 7. Total games played 66. Seriously? Okay. Again, there's no real way to up that. I mean, it's just like pure random luck. But yeah, you guys, I love it. This is, the end. But yeah, pretty much, like I said, overall, very great game. Music is fantastic. Artwork is good. Nintendo did a great job of working with the creators of these guys, and I mean, it was pretty good. What I hated was when they decided to split. When PlayStation came out, and believe it or not, they did do a thing, but they discontinued the project. They may have been responsible for PlayStation, but they did not create a PlayStation. Create PlayStation itself. No, but it was if anything, they created, with the help of Sony, a hybrid Nintendo hybrid. And that was it. Somebody finally did, after many years, finally got the thing fully going, but it was still pretty crap compared to what can happen nowadays, because, especially with, or not just nowadays, but like when it finally came out and everything. But yeah, so, well, this is a fact because I was there. But anyway, I hated it when they split. But Zelda went on to, with Mario, total games play. They went to Nintendo 64, and they were still in the cartridge base, but they expanded their deal. I didn't know they had to have a game pack. I wonder what the hell that little slot was for on the Nintendo 64, which I never used in my entire life. Ever. I didn't get a chance. Of course, then again, I didn't really get a chance to really play too many games on the Nintendo 64. And back in the day, I didn't own one. No. It actually came out years later when I finally did own one. Actually, I kind of, got it for free. It was sitting in the trash. Somebody threw it away. A perfectly good used one. But anyway, yeah. Because some people will do that when they have to move. They either sell it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I liked Nintendo 64, but Like I said, I was in a poor family, like most people. I was so poor, I didn't even have an income, especially when it came out, and I had a choice to make. I kept going back and forth. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to Nintendo 64 or PlayStation. And this is before I even knew about Suikoden. Oh, yeah. That became one of the things that I liked. But between the two number ones will always be Mystic Quest and Zelda: A Link to the Past. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love this series. I did this video officially for, or I don't know for, but recorded as of Saturday, May the 27th of the 5th month of the year, 2023. But just for the record, so I mean, yeah, I mean, oh man, this has been a great journey, and pushing myself to do this was more than I thought I could do. But I had a little bit more better help doing it than I did with Mystic Quest to get it out and everything. And that was just for the sake of versus one channel versus the other. It's the same name, but I've got a different place that I'm uploading my videos. Now on to the next project, and I don't know what that's going to be. So, but anyway, I have enjoyed this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the music and whatnot, but I tried not to keep the basics of copyrights coming in to us and ruining everything, because I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I'm talk about it anyway, because copyrights ruin everything. I'm not even kidding you. They do. This is the reason why, if they didn't have that on there, I could have ran these games as long as I wanted to and had them at full volume, or almost dang near enough to, so that I can obviously talk, but I don't want it too damn loud. I want it loud enough, but because I'm providing commentary. Yeah, I mean, I love that, and I didn't mind that it went on Nintendo, but I still hated the process that they had to separate. And even if they did finally come back for Final Fantasy and Zelda on Nintendo Switch, I don't care. That doesn't count. Not to me. And it's just, I mean, because first of all, it's the same damn games. Secondly, as awesome as they are, no matter what platform you're playing them on, it will always be better being played on console and PC than it would ever be on mobile, for the most part. But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed this journey so far and sharing with you everything I have done so far. And this is just the part of the very beginning of the process of my past. Not everything, mind you, that I'm doing is of my past, because I didn't get the chance to do them all. I had to wait years later because, like I said, poor. Even when I did finally get an income, I wasn't even able to get all the games. I had to wait till years later when I was finally able to get a hold of them. And you can still get games today. It's just, it depends on where you're getting it from and whatnot. But yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. And, yeah, it was, wow. It was amazing playing this game. I'll tell you this, well, right now, I will never revisit this game to try and beat the score, because the score to me means nothing. It will never mean anything to me. It's not like you have to worry about unlocking something. You know that even with that same concept, it still comes with the idea, to me, I don't care. You know, I don't do it for the score anyway. I do it because I love and to enjoy these games and share these with you. Resident Evil. Yeah, I've had that game, but it was never really part of my past. You had Final Fantasy. I didn't. I had Final Fantasy 4. but you know, if something happened to it, whatever. Illusion of Gaia is another one of them, and I did not beat it. But this is just again one of them that I actually did beat as far as my past goes and all that because I was able to. I've never beaten Illusion of Gaia. It is one of them from my past, but I don't know if I want to say it's one of my favorites. I mean, it is kind of a good game. I love it. As great as there is another one, but I'm gonna have to use a controller for that. Reason being because there's another fight towards area I know of that the on-screen controls don't work right with it. So, and believe me, I've done it. I've tried. It don't work. I can go so far with it, but that's it. Especially like Chrono Trigger. I wouldn't say Chrono Trigger is one of my favorites either. And that's not anything to do with graphics, sound, music, or anything like that. You know, I like the game all the same. And especially because it's old, it's classic. But not classic enough to be one of my favorites because I didn't play it and beat it or as much and played a lot of it. Pretty much, yeah. This is the end of the journey so far, except for Final Fantasy VII. I may will just try and upload that some other way without sound at some point. You know, or music, because you know how they play with their musical BS about you can't play this. Those who fight further is copyrighted by such and such. So, the biggest question is, what you gotta do to release it so that you can actually even let it be played? Stop that. Anyway, I'm just saying, generally, I don't know what to do about that. If it wasn't for that, you would be hearing this. So, but yeah. The end has just only begun. And that's just part of this game is it's ended. So, again, oh crap. I knew this was going to do that to me. I hate this chair. Anyway, sorry about that noise. And anyway, that's all the time we have for this episode. This ran on a little bit longer because I was rehashing my past with you guys. But yeah. Again, this chair broke on me. It's a rocking chair of all things. Need a better rocking chair. Ow! I hate that. Great. That's the way I like screws better. Now I'll just stab you to death. Now they can do that too, but it depends on what tie and what end you're poking into. Let's see. That's messed up. Oh, nothing, huh? This'll work. Ah, crap.
Well, anyway, that's all the time I have for this episode. And for the final episode of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Later.